Good day to everybody and all protocols observed. My name is Happy Khambule and welcome to 10-Minute Happy Hour. The elections are coming, and for many South Africans, we will be electing the people or person who will be sitting on the Iron Throne in the Union buildings. And it looks something like this. So, let's unpack what we will be doing in this show. We're going to break down some of the key political party manifestos, primarily maybe 5, maybe 6, but it's up to you as well to give us an indication of which ones we should look at and see which ones have gaps in terms of their environmental policies as well as their positions concerning climate change. Asibangeni. Here's a crash course on democracy, a really quick one to add to that. Democracy allows you and I to be able to choose who leads us, who makes the big decisions. Decisions such as what to do with taxes, whether to build nuclear powers or not, as well as basically to make the really, really tough decisions. We call those guys politicians. But the process of electing them, that's what we call, obviously, elections when you put that X on that particular party. In South Africa, we've had various forms of democracies. Firstly, we had a parliamentary democracy or a parliamentary system where the supreme law of the country was parliament. And this is before 1994, before the Rainbow Nation, before Mandela took power. And after 1994, we had the new dispensation where everybody who is an adult, who is South African and a citizen of this territory is able to choose who is their leader. South Africa has a dark history, and South Africa's history is characterized by racial discrimination and exploitation. What democracy is trying to do is to stop such things from happening where everybody who is an adult within South African borders can make a difference by choosing who's their leader as well as participating in the decision-making process. So pop quiz. How many seats are there in the National Assembly of South Africa? If you got the answer wrong, it's okay. It's 400 seats. Actually, they're divided into two, where the national seats are taken from the national party list, and then the other seats, the other 200, are taken from a proportional basis from the provinces. But it's okay. It's just 400 for now. I'll tell you why we should be voting. I'm lying. I'm not going to tell you why you should be voting. I can tell you what we'll be voting for. What we'll be voting for on the 8th of May is 2 lists. The first list is the provincial legislature list, basically for everybody and those people who are going to be our premiers, our MECs, and the people who are going to be making the decisions at provincial level. Then the big ticket is the national party list, where we're going to be voting on the political parties that are eventually going to nominate the people they would believe would be the right person to be president. For example, if Party A has 50% plus 1 of all the votes that have been cast for the national party list, that means that party is able to nominate a person in parliament to be the president. And then that president is then voted in by that party. What we are doing on the 8th is we are nominating or electing people to go into the National Assembly, to go into the provincial legislature, and then to make the decisions. After that, they're all held accountable by Parliament or the legislature. If you don't vote, you cannot complain. And it's a funny thing because the person who said this was someone who didn't really like to vote, and his name was George Carlin. Quite a funny guy, a really good comedian from the United States of America. We've got 48 political parties running for these elections, and each and every one of them is releasing a version of a manifesto. And in these manifestos, typically, they're looking at the hot topics, the hot potatoes, the things that are getting people talking, the things that are going to make people want to vote for them or think about voting for them. And there are quite a few of these topics. One of those topics is, of course, we cannot run away from it, jobs, jobs, jobs. What are we going to do with coal mining jobs when we are removing ourselves and moving towards renewable energy? What are we going to do with the jobs that are being shed in the agricultural sector? How are we going to reindustrialize through the economy? So there are a few things that are going to be discussed in terms of the manifestos and what is there. The second thing that is big is actually the land question. Who owns it? How long can they own it? Can the state own all the land? What are we going to do? Are we going to be taking land from people without compensation? That's a big thing. And I must say, The other thing that is quite big is immigration. What are we doing with our borders? It might not be that we want to open them up. It might not be that we want to close them down. But it is a question that is going on right now, and a discussion is happening through the manifestos. So keep a lookout for the manifesto unpacking. In the next episodes, yes, that's right, we're going to have multiple episodes. We're going to be looking at what issues the political parties are not addressing in their manifestos. So we'll be looking at climate change, of course, and the greenhouse gas emissions that are implicit in each and every economic development plan. We're also going to be looking at plastics and issues around air pollution. Particularly, we're going to be focusing on environmental policies. But of course, what we are looking for is not each and every political party, but we're looking to you to tell us which political parties you want us to unpack. So what you can do is comment below and tell us which political party you want us to unpack. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification button so that we can notify you, tell you, ringing that bell that we've already uploaded new videos. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Happy Khambule, and I'll see you next time for 10-minute happy hour. Okay? All right.